Welcome back to Mountain Connections. If you're looking for another great way to celebrate summer, well, Sharkfest is happening all summer long on National Geographic networks and Disney Plus. And I recently spoke with two women who are participating in Sharkfest. One is an environmental biologist, another is a shark conservationist. Really impressive individuals who are doing great things. Looking forward to watching these shows. Let's take a look. I have the opportunity to speak with two of the incredible females of National Geographic's Sharkfest. I'm speaking with shark conservationist Carlee Jackson and environmentalist biologist Laura García Barcia. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Carlee, let's start with you. Tell me more about Sharkfest.
Yeah, so Sharkfest this year is extra awesome because we've got 6 weeks of programming all on sharks, so much shark content. And this year, it's definitely more focused on the science behind the shark. So we've got a lot of series on shark species that you haven't even heard of. You probably haven't heard of before. So we're not looking at those same 5 species that we always see. So we're diversifying the species that we're looking at. And it's going to be a lot of cool footage and a lot of cool science being shown on our Sharkfest series this year. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Laura, tell me about your specific involvement with Sharkfest.
So this year I worked on the shark attack investigation, the Paige Winter Story, also a little bit in the croc that ate Jaws, but the important one is the Paige Winter Story for me because I got to meet with Paige Winter, who is a young shark attack victim. She got bit by a shark about 2 years ago when she was 17 years old. And as a result, she lost a leg and part of her hand. And her outlook on life is just extraordinary. She's extremely positive. She's a very lively person, loves doing tons of different things. And on regards to the shark attack, she's very positive. She understands that she just had bad luck. Like there was 100 beachgoers that day and it just happened to happen to her. So she's a shark advocate now. She wants to help protect sharks. And so she wanted to meet shark scientists to learn how to better protect sharks.
Carlee, you're a shark conservationist. Tell me a little bit more about what you do and what made you want to become a shark conservationist in particular.
Yeah, so what I do as a shark conservationist, I look at different ways that humans are affecting the ocean or just sharks in general. So one of my specialties was looking at how tourism affects sharks. And we use the information that we get to work with management to figure out ways to better conserve the species. So how can we protect shark species better to help their populations grow? And I got into shark science at a very young age. I was about 5 or 6 years old and read a book on sharks. And whatever was in that book just got me completely hooked on sharks. And since then, I just have been so attached to sharks in the ocean. And, I knew I wanted to be a shark scientist for the majority of my life. And very happy when I finally became a shark scientist.
Laura, you're involved in the Paige Winter Story, as you mentioned, which is really, she is an inspiring individual, but you're focusing on kind of a part where sharks are a little bit villainized, and sometimes Sharkfest is a bit over the top. Do you feel like that's true, that sharks get a bad rap?
I think it is absolutely true. I am very proud of how this particular documentary came out because it's not sensationalist or cringy at all. So I'm very happy about that, and Paige's too. But in general, yes, I think, because there is a fascination for the more gory details of these type of shark encounters or just mysteries of the deep, kind of I think they do get a bad rap that comes a lot from the media, from movies like Jaws or Deep Blue Sea or even The Meg, which are great movies and I love watching them. But, there's some people that then just get scared about these animals. And we got to understand that those are just movies, and they're talking about a very, very, very rare event, which is shark attacks. And very few people every year are bit by sharks and a lot less die because of it. So We need to understand that, no one does a movie about beachgoer going to the beach, nothing happens, great day. So it's just part of the media story and the interest of people in this type of like more obscure details.
And my last question is actually for both of you. Carlee, let's start with you. If someone is watching this and they're interested in becoming a shark conservationist or an environmental biologist, do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, for sure. If you're interested in this field, I'd say like just hop on that interest, do as much research as you can to figure out what you might be, what particular subject you're interested in. If you're still in high school, do some research on how you can get into shark science at the college that you might want to go to. There's so many different opportunities in your undergrad that you can get into to learn more about sharks and shark science, or just marine biology in general. It doesn't even have to be a shark.
And Laura, what about you?
I think on my end, this is a little unconventional, but don't follow us. Like if you see us on TV, don't be like, I want to do exactly what Carlee does or what Laura does. Sure, you can like sharks, you want to become a shark scientist, but follow your passion within shark science, because there's a lot of cool research that still needs to be done, a lot of new questions that need to be answered, and every person has different interests, and that's what keeps moving shark science forward and makes it so cool. So you can look at us and be like, oh my God, I want to be like Carlee, like especially like a lot of Black girls will see her as a reference, which is awesome. But just within shark science, like, yes, be like her, but like keep your own passion and questions moving it forward.
And you're right, it is so cool. And you're both very inspiring. Shark Attack Files and Shark Attack Investigation, the Paige Winter Story, is a part of Sharkfest. And you can watch it all summer long on National Geographic networks and on Disney+. Thank you so much, Carlee and Laura, for joining us today. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you, and I'm so excited to tune in.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.